Ever watched someone pull off a body reveal online and thought, okay, that was either pure gold or a total train wreck? That's what we're diving into today. The moment when a streamer decides to put their body out there, and suddenly, the internet either throws roses or rotten tomatoes. What makes one reveal melt hearts while another one sets comment sections on fire? Let's break it down, story by story, and ride through the chaos together. Think back to Dream, the Minecraft phenomenon who built an empire without ever showing his face. For years, all fans had was a smiling cartoon mask. He played with the mystery, kept millions guessing, and built this almost mythological aura around himself. Then came October 2022, when he casually dropped a video called, "Hi, I'm Dream." That was it, just a simple line, no overproduced cinematic buildup. And when he finally showed his face, it felt like the internet collectively leaned in. Within an hour, the video shot past 1 million views. On Twitter, hashtags exploded, people clipped screenshots, and you couldn't scroll without bumping into someone yelling "Dream face reveal" in all caps. Now, was everyone in love? Of course not. This is the internet. Some praised him, saying he looked sweet, approachable, even exactly how they imagined. Others mocked, spamming, "He's ugly," or "Put the mask back on." But here's the thing, the reveal itself wasn't about perfection, it was about vulnerability. Dream didn't strut in with abs oiled up under neon lights. He sat there as a regular guy, nervous and human, opening up to a fan base that had supported him from the shadows. And that's why, despite the trolls, the moment landed as something bigger than looks. It was a connection, an "I'm real too" gesture. That's the kind of reveal that feels loved because it's rooted in trust, not spectacle. Now swing the camera to another corner of Twitch, and the vibe flips entirely. Morgue pie. If Dream's reveal was like unwrapping a birthday present, hers was like smashing a glitter bomb inside your living room. She didn't just reveal her body, she built entire metas around it. First came the topless meta, a stream setup where she implied nudity without actually breaking Twitch's rules. Bare shoulders on camera, the kind of framing that made viewers double take. It wasn't meant to be subtle, it was meant to test boundaries, and it did. Twitch banned her, the internet debated, and then, just 2 days later, she was back, ban lifted, smiling like she'd just hacked the whole system. For some, it was performance art. For others, it was shameless. Either way, it got attention. And just when people thought they'd seen it all, she launched the butt screen meta. Yes, literally projecting gameplay onto her backside like it was a living green screen. Imagine scrolling Twitch and suddenly seeing someone's body doubling as a monitor. Some laughed until they cried. Others shook their heads in disbelief. The thing went viral, made headlines, and forced Twitch to rethink its guidelines yet again. For Morgue Pie, it was more than a reveal. It was a provocation, a statement that screamed, "Notice me, argue about me, let me live rent-free in your mind." And she succeeded. Loved? Hated? Both, depending on which corner of the internet you ask. So why does one reveal feel wholesome while another feels like a scandal? It comes down to tone. Dream's reveal said, "Here I am, thanks for being here." Morgue Pie's said, "Here's a spectacle, let's see how far I can push this." One leaned into intimacy, the other into provocation. And audiences, whether they realize it or not, respond to that difference immediately. It's the difference between walking into a party and quietly joining your friends versus crashing through the door with fireworks strapped to your back. Both are memorable, but the reactions are polar opposites. The funny thing is, both types of reveals actually serve the same underlying purpose: grabbing attention. Dream's way was to give fans closure, a sense of shared vulnerability. Morgue Pie's way was to grab headlines, stir controversy, and keep her name circulating. And both worked. Dream trended worldwide, his face permanently etched into meme culture. Morgue Pie bent Twitch's rulebook into a pretzel and carved her legacy into streaming history. They achieved the same goal, visibility, but they traveled completely different roads to get there. What this tells us about online culture is fascinating. We don't really crave bodies online. We crave moments. We want the gasp, the surprise, the instant that makes us feel part of something bigger than ourselves. When a reveal feels genuine, like dreams, we lean in and embrace it. When it feels theatrical or outrageous, like morgue pies, we might boo, meme, or call it out. But we're still watching. And maybe that's the secret. Love and hate are just two sides of the same coin. If people care enough to debate it, the reveal worked. And that makes me wonder, are we judging the reveal itself, or are we judging how it makes us feel? Dreams fans felt included, so they celebrated. Morgue Pie's detractors felt provoked, so they lashed out. But in both cases, the streamers controlled the energy. They decided what role to play, whether vulnerable or villainous, and the internet reacted exactly as predicted. Which means, in a strange way, every reveal, loved or hated, is a success if it leaves a footprint. There's also the question of risk. For Dream, the risk was personal, losing anonymity, giving trolls ammo, and reshaping how fans saw him. For Morgue Pie, the risk was institutional, bans, policy changes, even career jeopardy, and both took those risks head-on. That's what makes reveals powerful. They're gambles. You put yourself out there, not knowing whether you'll get claps or jeers, but doing it anyway. It's that vulnerability, even in Morgue Pie's chaotic case, that makes the internet stop scrolling. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether the reveal gets labeled as most loved or most hated. What matters is that people remember it, talk about it, and attach it to the streamer's story. If you're Dream, you become the guy who finally unmasked himself to millions. If you're Morgue Pie, you're the one who made Twitch moderators break out in cold sweats while the internet argued for weeks. Both left their mark, and in the attention economy, that's the only currency that really counts. So the next time you see a streamer teasing a reveal, ask yourself, do you want authenticity or chaos? Do you want to cry with them or roast them? Because either way, you're going to remember it. And maybe that's the point. A loved reveal feels like a warm hug. A hated one feels like a slap you can't stop replaying. But both are unforgettable, and that's why we keep watching. And that brings me to you. What's the most unforgettable reveal you've ever seen online? Was it one that melted your heart, or one that had you staring at the screen in disbelief? Drop your best story in the comments. I'll be scrolling for the funniest, wildest takes. And hey, if you had fun riding through these extremes, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and stick around, because the next internet meltdown is probably just around the corner.